How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the pod. So this is gonna be a live show. We'll which I'll have this uploaded after. So this will kind of replace what we normally do. Obviously, me and Ty aren't together, but we really want to get an episode out for this week. There's a lot to talk about. Um, let's jump right into it. So obviously, that Miami game happened.
Oh, I forgot about that until you brought it
Let me refresh the view. Um, so when I talked about last week about it possibly being a trap game, it was a definition of a trap game. It turned out to be.
up. Right.
Bills, probably the worst offensive performance of the season. Maybe if you want to argue the Atlanta game,
hmm
maybe as a close second, but also too just getting gashed on the run. Uh, where do we begin on that? Where do you want to begin?
Yeah, I just think. I mean, I don't know. They just look like they didn't even show up. I mean, I don't know what game plan they had. It kind of just looked like they were just out of sorts. And excuse me. And I just feel like they just got down early, and it was just too much to battle back from. And even at the end, I mean, you could tell. I feel like Buffalo was just out of it. And Miami was just keeping their foot on the gas.
Yeah, you could tell the energy that both teams brought. You know what I mean? I won't say from the get go because we got that interception in the beginning, but after
Right.
that, it was just Miami really wanted that game. You can tell, and once they found out that we didn't show up to play, they like you. I think you said a comment when we were watching the game, like after you're like, "This was Miami Super Bowl," and really it was. I mean, that's probably going to be the high point of the Dolphins season, and that's no shade on them, but it's pretty true, most likely.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've obviously had a lot of issues. But yeah, definitely a wake up call for the Bills for sure. It definitely brought back uh, the concerns that I had before the bye week, and I think a lot of people had before the bye week. With the look that looked more like the team that played against Atlanta and the Patriots, whereas like once, and I've been saying even when we were winning, is that when you stop the Bills run game, it just seems like that we run out of answers. We can't play from behind.
Right. Yeah. They're not built for it.
Yeah, we just don't have the artillery on offense. Especially without with Kincaid. Kincaid obviously played it. I think what the first half last week,
hmm
but then I'm getting hurt towards the end. You also factor that into it. You know what I mean? Probably our best offensive weapon in the passing game, and you know what I mean. It's just not looking good, especially going into this week against the Buccaneers. But I guess it's time to just turn the page and look forward to the game that we got tomorrow. Obviously, the Buccaneers are a really good team. What's your thoughts going into this one?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I think last week was a wake up call. I felt the same thing with the Atlanta game. Not to go like too far back, but with the Atlanta game, I almost obviously I don't never want to see the Bills lose, but I almost felt like that's what they needed. They needed to just get that wake up call. And for this game, I mean, I don't really know what to think. I mean, it's not going to be easy, even though I know the Bucks are down a lot of people too. Um,
Right.
no Godwin, no Mike Evans, no Bucky Irvin. Um, but they got guys stepping up. I know Otten, he always steps up. And Buka's not having a great year.
Hmm.
You know, so I mean, they're going to be tough. I mean, Baker's Baker, and I mean that in a good way. You know,
He's a top. You could arguably say he's a top five quarterback right now. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean he's a dog. I
yeah.
mean, I love how that dude plays the game of football, and we're figuring out stuff on the offense still. I mean, I see there's a lot of reports that Keon's going to be a healthy scratch tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna start talking to you about that, but let's talk about that. We might as well get that out of the way since that's a
Yeah,
big thing. Gabe Davis off the practice squad. I'm guessing he's gonna be playing tomorrow. Palmer's probably back. So, if you're dressing both of those guys, you know what I mean? Do you have a role for Coleman? You know what I mean? That they kind of take up the spot. At least the Bills put him in. The Bills don't put Coleman in the slot a lot, which we have gone over many times. If you're just putting him on the outside and you have Davis and Palmer out there, and I even in our last episode, I was talking about Gabe Davis probably being involved pretty soon, and it's happening a lot sooner than I thought, even.
yeah, a lot sooner than I thought. I honestly was on the boat of I didn't think he was going to play this year.
Mhm.
Just seeing some clips and people talking about, he just didn't really look like he had that speed to him and stuff like that. Maybe they were just taking it easy with him. Um,
Yeah.
but you got to think, McCole Hardman just got signed to the 53 too.
I think
So
he's gonna be more of a returner, I'd imagine. I don't know if he's gonna be really involved in the offense. I could be wrong. They could really be
yeah,
switching
I'll
there.
definitely I can see him being a return, especially because Codgerton's been a healthy scratch and they just released him. Um, oh, sorry, my alert went off that the Sabres scored. So, but yeah, I think that um, I lost you for a sec.
Yep, yeah, I'm back. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know why it did that. But yeah, I can resume it if it does that. So yeah, if you're still on the line, just stay on.
okay,
I don't
okay,
know
yep,
why it did that, but we're talking about Hardman, Codrington being out. But
yeah.
yeah, I
So
think that
so Codgerton's been a healthy scratch. They just released him to
yeah,
free up that spot for Hardman, and then they had an empty spot already, but you got to figure that was for T.J. Sanders coming off of IR,
right.
which is going to be a big help. I would think, but yeah, I would think Hardman would take the you know kickoff returns and punt returns and stuff like that, and then I would hope that they put him on offense, just to maybe just even be like that quote unquote threat.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean he's a speed guy. You know what I mean? We've been
yeah,
wanting that. So
yeah, and even if he's somebody where you're almost using him as like a decoy, like hey, just go run like a 15-yard post and just take your guy with you. Hopefully the safety follows you too, and it opens up somebody underneath.
yeah, I would like to see them at least throw it once to someone like that, at least on a deep play, just to keep the defense honest. I mean, we saw those plays to Palmer against the Falcons before he got hurt. People were saying that could have been his breakout game right there. I guess
Right.
we'll never know. But the thing on Coleman, man, I mean, what and we like you said, like Gabe Davis did not even me, I was thinking like Gabe Davis can be involved eventually. I was looking at those tapes. I'm like, okay, this dude's like a month away, and all of a sudden he's like it's like the Undertaker thing, where I like it just like rose up, and it was, you know what I mean. And what does that say about Keon Coleman if he's all of a sudden gonna be a healthy scratch tomorrow for that? It's you got the Bills are. I wouldn't say they're giving up on Coleman if he's a healthy scratch tomorrow for Gabe Davis, but I mean it's close to it. I mean, I hate to be hyperbolic about it, but I don't know.
Right. I almost wonder if he'll be a healthy scratch as well, just because I don't know if I see them dressing, you know, Davis, Hardman, Shakir, Samuel, Palmer, and Moore. That's six wide receivers.
I can see more. I think it's more likely Moore is going to be out than Gabe tomorrow. If
Yeah, I would think they would dress five. Um,
I think if you're activating Gabe off the practice squad like they did, I think they're doing it with the intention that they think he's going to play tomorrow. I think if they didn't do that yet, I think I would agree with you.
mhm,
But I think they have the full intent. They're planning on him being in the lineup tomorrow. I think unless he has like a setback or something tonight
right.
or early tomorrow, I think you're going to see Gabe Davis out there. And something interesting too, I saw on the FanDuel props, Gabe Davis is on the props for like touchdown scores. Keon Coleman is nowhere to be found.
Oh
Like
wow.
in like yeah, I think I saw a screenshot with my friends in a text. Mike sent me it, and I think I saw everyone plus 500 and below, so like the plus 400s and 300s stuff like that. Coleman was nowhere in that.
Hmm.
So the books are telling us that they think Gabe's going to play tomorrow and Coleman's probably going to be out.
Right, yeah, I saw earlier. I actually took one of the or two of the props for Josh Palmer. His line for receiving yards is only 19 and a half, and his receptions are only 1.5.
That's not
So,
those aren't bad numbers. Hey, we don't we're not trying to give betting advice on here, but hey, you know
oh
what I
no,
mean.
not at all. But I'm just when you see certain stuff like that, and you know this offense is going to want to come and throw the ball, and try
Mhm.
to get something going. I mean,
Well, they've definitely heard like you don't want to say it like that yet, like the media and stuff like that, and like the fans like will drive like the play calling and stuff like that. But they definitely
mhm,
are hearing the noise that you know what I mean. We can't pass the ball, and not even just a noise from the outside. It's been happening in games. You know what I mean. Even when this team's been successful this year, we just can't get anything going consistently downfield.
right, yeah, and no Kincaid, tomorrow, so that's going to be a big loss.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
so I'm wondering what they're going to do. I mean, I feel like they're going to just try to obviously run the ball like they always do, but I think I heard Tampa Bay has like the 11th best run defense.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's not going to probably be the easiest thing, but I feel like you just got to get creative in a way. You know, um, I forget who it was saying, um, every time Kincaid was on the field, they the Bills threw the ball. Every time Kincaid came off is when they ran the ball.
Yeah, you
So
can't have too much of a tell like that.
yeah, obviously Kincaid's not really your best blocker when it comes to being a tight end. You got Knox and Hawes.
Right.
Um, so I mean, if you're showing like those jumbo packages, I would like to see them like even first play of the game, because they run the ball. I think was it 60% of the time on first down or something like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
the defense knows what's going to happen 9 times
For
out of
sure.
10. I would like them to see come out with that jumbo package and hit like a bootleg or something, you know,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
just see if you can really create something to where Tampa Bay's gonna be like, okay, now we got to watch out for this because
Hmm.
if it's working and we know guys like Hawes, we've only seen him a handful of games this year because he's a rookie, but Knox he can catch the ball too. So I mean,
Yeah.
so it's got to be somebody. I don't know if it's always the fact of there's nobody getting open because I find it hard to believe that every passing play there's nobody open.
Right.
Like I can understand and I bet that it's the majority of the time that there's guys not getting separation, but I know there's times where Allen's leaving the pocket early
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's whether he's got to trust himself to maybe hang in the pocket half second longer or whatever it is. Um, but I feel like he's just got it. He doesn't really have it seems like that trust in a
Yeah,
lot of guys.
he don't trust the guys right now. You know what I mean? Maybe I think he trusts Shakir and Kincaid to an extent, but I think it leaves the door after that. I mean, I
Right.
do hate this notion that I'm not saying it's mainly Josh's fault. I'm not saying that at all, but the people absolving Josh of everything, you know what I mean, I think are just he hasn't played good. You know what I
No.
mean? As of late. You know what I mean? We just gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Regardless of how good the guys have been around him. I've seen Tom Brady at times, hate to take it like this, but I've seen Tom Brady at times work with less and make it more, you know what I mean? Other great quarterbacks. Josh has just got to figure it out. You know what I mean? He's a great quarterback. I think he will, but yeah, he's got to trust his guys more. Maybe having someone like Gabe out there that I think he will trust more might help. You know what I mean? I I hope that Gabe is at least something of old here. You know what I mean? I'm even at his best, he wasn't great, but at his best, he still is. He probably would still be better than Coleman, at least what he
Yeah,
brought us.
yeah, and it's it mixes up a bunch of stuff now because everyone who was in on the wide receiver train and the wide receiver room. I mean, our offense was 1,000 times better last year, and I feel like our wide receiver room is better this year,
I
or at
want,
least at least should have been better.
yeah, from a talent aspect, yes, it should have been better. I think from a talent aspect, I think Palmer is better than Hollins. Even though I
Right.
do miss Mac, but I think there's other stuff going on. You know what I mean? I think maybe Josh is also more for one isn't having as good of a year. Two, I think teams had an off season to figuring us out. Like they're seeing all the stuff we're doing with the jumbo tight ends. Like the thing you said, they're seeing tells like that. Like even a team like Miami is seeing it. You know what I mean? Like these teams aren't stupid. Even defensive coordinators on the Dolphins aren't that dumb. Like
Right.
there we go.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. Yep.
Oh, man, right around we're getting into it, but yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But anyways, like think about it, these teams, coaches, defensive coordinators, and whatnot. It's their literal job all day. Not all day, but you know what I mean. To get in the building and figure out what the opposing teams do and stuff like that. And off season, you know what I mean. You have teams that are in a division, especially the Dolphins, Jets, Patriots. They look and see like, oh, okay, like things that you said. Oh, every time Kincaid's in, they're passing the ball. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't be so simple like that. Yes, if you have talented guys, it works to a certain extent because you know what I mean. You have one of the best quarterbacks, and you have a great running back in James Cook. But once teams figure out, like, hey, when we stop them on the run, they really don't have much. So
Yep.
I mean, you got to switch some things up. You know what I mean? I know it's against their identity, but I would love to see them come out guns blazing tomorrow and just say, you know what, we're just gonna throw the ball downfield and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And I not even to, like, stir up another pot, but honestly, I do feel like they are missing, like a guy like Diggs on the team. And
Hmm.
I say that because I mean his numbers speak for themselves, but
Right.
just before he even catches the ball or anything, like the defenses have to be aware where he is. That's not a guy you're just like, oh, okay, Diggs is on the field. All right, well, we'll figure it out. Like, no, you're game planning for a guy like that.
For sure. Something that I think that Diggs brought to the room, and something that Matt Collins did bring to the room last year too, was this receiver room doesn't really have a leader. You don't have like that guy that it's just like sometimes you need a diva on the receiver room. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't have all of them be like a head honcho on the receiver room. Like it's not even that Collins was really like that, but he was a guy. He was an outspoken personality. I feel like every single personality in the receiver room, they're just kind of I don't wanna say boring, but it's just like I don't see Shakir going in there. Like the thing with like Diggs and whatnot, like before the game, like getting everyone amped up. I don't see that in like our receiver room right now.
right.
So I think that's kind of missing. And it's not even something from a numbers standpoint. I think guys like that on the team definitely help out. And it might be something that we're missing on the team in general.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's those guys can still ball too. I mean, look what Diggs and Hollins are doing in New England right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have one of them back right now.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously I don't blame them for being like, hey, we couldn't sign Mac, or we felt like, or re-sign him, I should say, or we feel like maybe, excuse me, like they didn't want to pay or try to match the offer he got from New England, and they're thinking like, yeah, we could sign a guy like Palmer, but it's like, obviously this is the risk that you take, not knowing, how guys are going to fit in with the offense. It's not like he's the only one struggling. I mean, the whole, like, we know the whole offense is just not clicking.
Yeah, like, and you also got to factor in you're paying Palmer $12 million a year too, and I think Holland's got a lot less than that
Oh, yeah.
in free agency. So, do I think Palmer's more talented than Hollins? Yeah, you can sell that to me, but do I think he's that much better than him in talent? And you're taking away what Hollins brought to the locker room last year. I think maybe we should have just bit the bullet and maybe just said, you know what, if we had to like outbid New England or whatever, we should have just done it and kept him
Right.
instead of going out and get Palmer. But hindsight is obviously 2020. Hopefully Palmer shows us something towards the end of the year. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, this will be a game where I said it last week too. I said, even though we lost against the Dolphins, if the Bills beat the Bucks and throw up 30, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, okay, we're fine." Like, the offense is, clicking and everything's fine. And the thing is, I mean, we're 6-3 and everyone's panicking. Not
Yeah.
saying that, people don't have a right to, but it's like, there's other teams that are 6-3 and they're like, "Oh man, this is such a good season so far."
Yeah, it's funny you say that because the expectations are always different no matter where you're coming from. Like the Bears, for example, are 6-3 as well, and they're absolutely pumped about this season. It's all about what the narrative is going in. Like obviously we're a team with Super Bowl aspirations every year now. Um, but yeah, look at back. Look, oh, that's getting annoying.
But yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I wonder
Yeah,
if that's
I
just
don't
like
know.
some type of glitch on here.
Yeah, maybe I gotta like re-update or something like that. But we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, but we even had a point like that. Like let's remember like when we first got out the drought, you know what I mean? That first the like Josh's first year we made the playoffs with him, like we were like that, you know what I mean? We got like
Mhm.
I think we got like 10 wins that year and we were just pumped up. We were just happy to be involved. So
Right.
now it's like we're 6-3 and like you said, everyone's panicking. A lot of people are upset. I
Mhm.
don't think it's really a thing to panic about. You know me, I've been saying it for a little bit now. I just don't think this team is very good. I think this team's got a lot of holes, and I just think it's just being shown. I don't think this is some super talented team. that, you know what I mean, that this team is just underachieving. I feel they are what they are,
Right.
and it's unfortunate to say that, and because you feel like you're wasting another year of Josh's prime, but I just think that's just a fact of it, and I think we've made a lot of Bean. I've liked Bean for a long time, but I can't lie, last couple seasons, especially in the draft. This draft is looking better now. Hairston's made some good plays. Obviously, last game wasn't great, but he's a rookie. I still have
Right.
hope for him. You brought Hoyt in, but obviously, he can't predict injuries. But Hoyt was looking great. Um, but yeah, the draft before this one was rough. Drafting Coleman over McConkey, then
Right.
you get Dwayne Carter, who might not even be on the team next year.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's a sign to panic, because if you just look at, the outside of the AFC as a whole, I don't feel like there's a lot of good teams.
No.
So if, like, I remember hearing on the radio, like, if the playoffs ended right now, the Bills would be going into Foxborough to play New England. I know they beat us, but hey, if we gotta go on the road in the playoffs, I'll sign up to go play in New England.
Yeah, New England doesn't scare me, but yeah, no one in general scares me. I just feel we're lumped in with those teams. I don't think we're in a position to like puff out our chest and be like, "Hey, we can absolutely do it." Now, I think there's like a level playing field though for sure, and I feel like this is a year where a team where you're gonna say like, "Huh? How'd they make the Super Bowl?" I think this is one of those type of years where something like that could happen. But then you go to the Super Bowl and you play one of those powerhouses in the NFC, then you see what happens. I think that's kind of what happened last year too, when the Chiefs were getting so lucky in all them games, and then all of a sudden they just get steamrolled by the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the thing was, even with the NFC, I feel like there's only like a handful of teams, if that I would really be concerned about playing.
Mhm.
But for the AFC, I mean, like if the Bills gotta go on the road, it's like where are we going? Like, are we going to play New England? Are we going to play Denver? Like,
I would
Denver.
sign up for Denver
Yeah,
instead.
Denver doesn't scare me. New England doesn't scare me.
New England worries me more than Denver. Denver doesn't worry me at all. Like I am not sold. I'm more sold on Drake May than I am Bo Nix currently. I
Mhm.
will I will take going to play Bo Nix in a playoff game all day. Drake May, I don't know because I think the dude's going to be a stud. So and I think New England's definitely going to be more of an upward trajectory. New England, I don't mind playing. Who else is winning the division right now? I mean, Baltimore might eventually win it. We got their
Yeah,
number.
they'll probably win it. Yeah, the Colts will probably win in that division.
Colts worry me because they can run the ball great. Yeah, I don't think we can stop Taylor. I think we can score on them. Their defense isn't amazing, but
Right. Yeah, it'd be more of stopping Taylor. But yeah, that's pretty much. And then what if, maybe the Chargers win that division or Denver wins it? I mean, you know,
yeah, I'm
but I
hoping
mean, either way,
Denver
that's
wins it.
that's that's pretty much like the bright side of everything is like there's not really like a runaway team in the AFC to where it's like, we go say we win the next couple games and there's a team that loses the next couple games. I mean, we could jump up a lot. Obviously, there's still a lot of football to be played, but I mean,
Right,
there's a different story if we're sitting here, you know, in a week and we're like, oh man, the Bills just lost to the Bucks and the Texans.
right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, yeah. Well, if that happens, then it is time to full blown panic right there.
yeah, but the thing is, I mean, if you just go in, take care of business tomorrow, you got a short weekend. It's like, do what you got to do. I mean, this is that game you would love to have a lead, and you could sit some guys and get ready for Thursday. But
Sadly, I don't think that happens. But
no, I don't. I would be surprised if it does, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's not going to be an easy game to throw the ball because it's supposed to be windy. It's going to be
yeah, that's
cold.
true. Yeah.
I mean, it shows 40 degrees. You're like, oh, all right, 40 degrees isn't bad. Oh, but with the wind chill, it's supposed to feel like it's 20.
I don't think it's really a temperature standpoint, but if it's windy, yeah, wind gets is more of a factor than anything. To me, if you're a professional player, like wet and cold shouldn't get to you. Now,
Yeah,
wind's
and
another story.
yeah, I mean, we know. I mean, 20 degrees, it's cold, but it's not the coldest it's been.
No, and
We sit in games where it's negative, but the thing is they're talking about wind gusts being like 35 miles an hour.
yeah, no, that can do something because we saw like that one year we played the Patriots twice. We played them the first time at home. It was two
Yep.
really cold games. The first time, the wind was crazy. New England ended up winning because of that, 'cause, the New England only threw twice and just ran the ball, like, all
Yep.
day, time possession. Then the next game was 0 degrees, but there's literally, like, no wind, and Josh, you know what I mean, killed
Had
them.
the perfect game. Yep.
Yeah, so it's really, yeah, I think more so it's the wind factor, but yeah, if wind's a factor tomorrow. So if wind is a factor tomorrow, who does that benefit? Do you think it benefits us or the Bucks?
Uh, I would I would probably have to lean it would benefit us, and I mean, you could say it's a biased answer, but I feel like, you know, we're so used to like being in that stadium and having that win like be so effective to where, this is a game where you get a team from Florida and you're kind of you should be like, "Hey, listen, we want to play this team right now." We want the weather to be crappy.
Yeah, I completely agree. It should be a home field advantage for us. Also, too, the Bucks running game has not been great since Bucky Irving's been out, so they got that
Yep.
factor in. We run the ball great when, you know what I mean, when we can. Bucks will probably game plan for that. I think Miami gave them a blueprint, but we'll see if they're able to execute. But since we're getting into predictions here, what do you got for tomorrow? What
Oh man. I mean, it can't be any worse than last week. So,
if it is? I might leave the game in the third quarter.
yeah, well, I'll probably be right behind you at that point. Um, but no, I could see. I honestly think there's going to be some light. I'm not saying that the offense is going to be great, but I mean, I could see them kind of scoring like 25, 27 points,
Mhm.
something like that. And I mean, honestly, I think the Bills will win. I think it's a game they should win too, just because of how banged up Tampa Bay is. And
Right.
like you said, like they already can't really run the ball right now. And it's like if you can take advantage of that and get them to be one dimensional, it's not going to be easy stopping them passing the ball. But I mean, if you can at least know, like, hey, we're up by 10, 11 points, and okay, they're going to completely abandon the run, at least we can predict and kind of adjust on the fly, or just at halftime, depending on what the score is. But I mean, this is a game you just got to take advantage of.
Right.
I feel like they're going to have lots of opportunities, and it's something where i think I think when the Bills, was it two turnovers or more in all three losses. So I mean, we know if
Yeah.
the ball's getting turned over more than twice, they're 0-3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can't do that type of stuff.
So I mean, I think it's one of those games where it's just like I don't feel like you have to do anything wild. Just don't beat yourself.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know, same thing we saw. I mean, last week I can see like Cook fumbles. That's like I think his knee was like this far away from hitting the ground. You
Mhm.
know, Josh fumbles because Josh is trying to be Superman, and I don't blame him. He's trying to get whatever he can. So I would probably lean more towards the Bills, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close game.
I'm
He's
getting
back.
popping back on quick.
I think that's a sign.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get our predictions in then.
Are we doing score predictions?
Yeah, let's do some score predictions before
Oh
I get
gosh.
kicked out again.
All right, I'll go 27-16.
Okay, so are you, Bills win.
Bills win.
Okay, you're a lot more confident than me right now.
If I ever predict a Bills I don't even care if we're 0-12 and we're facing someone who's 12-0. I'm not going to pick them to lose.
Yeah, I rarely do that as well. I'm gonna say we win, but it's gonna be ugly tomorrow. Year factor in the weather we've talked about. Also, too, I still don't have confidence in this offense. I'm sorry, but I think our defense does come back to play tomorrow. I think we make some adjustments at least on that side of the ball. Um,
Mm,
and also Tampa Bay's run game isn't great, so I think that this is a good matchup for us on that standpoint. Bills win 21-16.
nice. Yeah, I won't be surprised if it's a close game.
Yeah, close, ugly game. Bills money line and under. That's
Bills
what I'm
might
going
in the
with. Bills money
under.
line and under. What is the over under's probably got would be what, like the mid 40s, I'd
Probably,
imagine.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would say it's like 44 and a half.
It's
That's
probably close to it.
yeah. But until next time, yeah, before you leave, hit that subscribe button as well. If you're in the live right now, or if you're viewing this at your pleasure at a later time, whether it's later tonight or tomorrow morning right before the game. So hit that subscribe button. But until next time, peace out.